What's up, Lucky Gamers? This is Lucky Lux, and today we're going to be talking about AG, talking about the gear system. Just going to honestly give a brief overview over the gear, and then I will dive deeper into individual bosses and stuff like that, so just wait for that content. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Alright guys, so I'm going to use my warehouse to pretty much talk about the gear. Now we're going to talk about it like pretty much all the way from the bottom, that way I can make sure you guys have like no misunderstanding on the gear. If we need to dive deeper into it, then I can, right? But this is pretty much using my knowledge from like Epic 7, other games I've played, and playing this one, right? So when you're looking at gear pieces, we all know that there's the green, blue, purple, and yellow, right? So if you have but if you have a green piece, that's one substat. A blue is going to have 2 substats. Purple is going to have 3 substats, and gold is going to have 4 substats. Which is why I told you guys that you want to start your farming at stage 7, because that's where you're going to have the most substats for you. Each piece is going to have those 4 substats, so it's going to be a strong piece, right? All right, so now you've been farming 7, you've been farming stage 8, and you're wondering, like, what pieces do I invest to, right? So honestly, one of my better like tips is, regardless if it has the blue or the purple or the gold, if it has a substat that you want, invest into it, because we're so early on that you will get a better piece, right? You just need it to have the favorable stats. That way you can consistently farm. All right, so now that you've been farming, you've been getting all the gear that you want. Now it comes to the part, it's like, what do I invest my gold into, right? Which is a really good question, because there are pieces that have, blue, purple, gold subsets. We already know that. But then you also want to get the subset that you need. And you also want to make sure that it's not at the way bottom at plus 15 or plus 10, honestly, because like you don't want to have to invest too heavy into a piece that you don't need to invest into, right? And honestly, the pieces like, so if we're looking at DPSs, the weapon system is going to be the most important piece that you want to invest into for them, because it's going to give you the flat attack. Right now, early on, flat attack is going to be probably one of the better upgrades, because we don't have, all of our units super maxed out with everything that you need for like every single unit. So this flat attack is going to be a very important value. It's also going to be important for characters that might be debuffers as well, because it's just going to give them that extra attack to help you. How many times have you guys lost a boss because you didn't have like, anywhere from 5% or less, like, left on the boss? This is where this flat attack can help you out, right? So for any of your DPSs, you want to increase the weapon system. You also want to look at increasing the propulsion, because this is where you're typically going to get another boost in either, your attack percent, speed, HP, like anything like that. And then, of course, the aiming component and also the amplifier. For DPS, the power and shield, the more so best way to look at it is if it has the stat that you want in the first 2 upgrades, that's pretty much what you want. And if the 3 and 4 is just even better, then go for that. But honestly, like, it needs, like, this piece right here, I consider this an okay piece, right? It's a piece that they gave you through the set. Like, it gives me attack right here, and I know that when I further upgrade it, I'll get crit, which is going to give me more damage, but I get flat damage right here. So this is a, decent piece. If I'm looking at like this piece right here, no, that's not what I want. Let me see. All right, so this piece right here, right? So I get crit here, but then on my second stat, I get status resist, where I'm like, I don't really want that. Now I have to upgrade to get my DPS step stats. I'd have to upgrade to plus 10 and plus 15 to get this. This is not a favorable piece. One, the attack and crit are only blues, and then like this status resist is honestly useless for me on my DPS, so I wouldn't use it, right? So again, like, just think about that when you're looking at pieces. Same thing for like a shield. Let's see a piece with a gold, right? So this piece right here for DPS, I can't really use it. Yes, this is a gold substat for crit. Awesome, amazing. I should be overjoyed, and it's on a speed piece. But look at these substats. It's a blue with crit damage. So yeah, that's really nice. But if the second substat was crit, because then like this is 2 crit pieces for me right here. I I don't need this defense on a, DPS that honestly doesn't scale with defense. Like if I was looking for somebody who needed defense, then yes, this would be an amazing piece. It's a speed set. It has defense for them. It has crit. They can get a little flat HP if I want to put that on them, right? But this isn't good for just a plain DPS. And one of the reasons why I'm making such a big deal about that is because, like, when you're maxing out your gear and you're trying to find the pieces, you're going to be farming so much. You're going to come across some gear. Like, don't just jump on the first piece. It has, like, a subset that's like gold and it's all the way at the third and fourth one. It's not going to be good for you, right? And it costs a lot to make your gear plus 15, plus 10. So you want to make sure it's favorable pieces. Like, I know I've wasted pretty much some gold, but again, I'm just doing it for content, right? I'm just trying to push and push and push and push and push as far as I can, right? So like my Chihaya, like I finally figured that I have some decent pieces, right? Like this has crit damage. Like this piece isn't great. It's honestly pretty like but like it has HP on it, and like my Chihaya is always getting like just killed. So I was like, let me put a little HP on her. This piece right here, plus 15 it, but it could have been better, right? It's blue subsets all the way through, and the final one was a purple. Again, bad, but it helped me get through content, right? So if you're struggling to get through content, honestly, stop at plus 6. If you start going up to like, stage 8, maybe go for your plus 10, right? And then if you're going to stage 9, go for your, plus 15. But just think about it like that, right? Like for 2 substats, you should be able to finish stage 7. For stage 8, you probably need to get your 3rd substat. And then for stage 9, get your 4th one, right? Because every single one of those upgrades should take your unit to the next level. It should be an upgrade that will push the unit. Like if upgrading it does nothing for you, then you didn't have honestly good, substats on all your pieces. And that's what you should do. Like this piece right here has purple. It's a purple piece and has purple subsets, but these are all decent values. 18% attack, 16% crit damage, 20% status accuracy. I can pretty much get 65% status accuracy without having a status accuracy set because I have 20, and I think I have some, So this one right here, literally the only reason why I have this piece is because I had the status accuracy. Honestly, I upgraded to plus 10 for this attack percent, but this is a piece where you wouldn't want to take it too far because at plus 3, I got what I wanted. I literally only went for the attack percent, and that was a waste of gold. So I'm going to put this piece into another one because flat defense and flat attack is not the most favorable stats that I would want for a Chihaya, right? And then a piece like this is what they give us in the missions. Like it's all right? It has crit main stat, which is honestly rare for us, this type of piece, and attack percent. Same thing as this one, crit, attack, main stack, attack. Like the reason why you're going to upgrade into this is because it's what they give us, and it's not a bad piece, right? So again, just when you're going through your gear, just be honestly smart about it. You don't want to just upgrade every piece. And then also, I will remind you, in the rookie training, you want to get these done because I don't think I can. Oh, here we go. They give you decent pieces through this because a lot of people have been asking like, man, where did you get that gear? Where did you get it? I got it from doing the rookie training missions. You want to go through and do all of these, right? And get so stage 4 is the last one to get all of the gear that you get for free. And then in the pre-mission, I just got my 6-star piece, and all you literally have to do is just complete the tiles. It's like doing a bunch of hunts here, doing the cat orbs, just upgrading stuff. But it took me 6 days of login to get it. So, just make sure. For those of you who are re-rolling a bunch, you probably won't get this for a while. But if you started from day 1, you should have this by now, because I did. So it just depends on how much, you re-rolled. You probably won't have this available to you. But it is a huge bump. It honestly allowed my Ginga to hit some ridiculous numbers. She has 4,800 attack. Her crit's low because I need to upgrade the gear sets to get all the crit rate and crit damage. But she's just going to go up from there. So she'll get a pretty strong boost. All right, so last thing I want to talk about is the bosses themselves, right? So the stages, what gear you get, where you should stop, and everything like that. So on the boss, Centaur, she's going to drop status resist, speed, and status accuracy. Iron Maiden, she's going to drop attack, health, and defense. Harpist is going to drop crit rate, counter, and immunity. And then the Octopus boss is going to drop crit damage, lifesteal, and action bar boost, right? So when you're starting out, the honest best boss that you should farm is going to be the Centaur. Why? Because Centaur is just going to be a pretty much like at the base. Centaur is a very basic boss. She just does a lot of damage. Like, there's not too many mechanics that you really need to pay attention to or anything like that. She just puts shock on you, and that's the only unfortunate thing. It's just like if you just don't do enough damage on her, then she will kill your team. But you want to start at stage 7. Stage 7, you get the power system and the shield system. These sets right here are going to be really good for you because, again, where I was talking about for your DPSs, these are the sets where you really only want to upgrade to +6 for you, like right now. So when you get up to stage 7, farm this all up. Make sure that you have your +3 and your +6 substats perfect. Honestly, like probably make sure that one of them is a gold substat if you can. If you can consistently farm this, like gold and purple, that's what you want to get for like, and make sure that the +10 and +15 are also favorable for you. That way, when you're moving up to 8 and 9, they get stronger, right? But just farm stage 7. So also just know that it only drops the power and shield. But if you get those great, amazing substats for you, you'll be fine, right? With like the basic gear that you get. And then, when you get up to stage 8, it's going to give you the rest of the pieces that you need. If you can do 7 and 8 consistently, I would honestly stay here until you get a really, 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 really good set, because you're gonna get the weapon system and the propulsion system. So the propulsion system and the weapon system are honestly going to finish out your builds. That's going to be your +4, right? You can honestly just have those 4 pieces perfect and still do really good. And this is where the game kind of like lets you know where you're at. Like, okay, I'm farming stage 7. Now I can go up to 8. Now I can start, possibly running up to 8, stage 9. But when you're farming stage 7, stage 8, like, I know I'm saying this and I haven't beaten stage 9, but do not farm stage 9 on Centaur. Because stage 9 is going to drop the aiming component and the... Where is it? And Jesus. Aiming component and the amplifier component. So these are the pieces right here that you could honestly put a 2-piece on, which is why a lot of people do, the 4-piece on the top 3 in the bottom left, and then the bottom 2 they leave for the 2-piece, right? Because you want to have a 4-piece set, you get that extra speed. So farm stage 7, stage 8, right? And this is where we're talking early game. So after you finish getting your 4-piece set from Centaur, then you want to move on to the Harpist. And for Harpist, this is the one where when you have a good Centaur team, you can pretty much move all the way up to stage 9, and then that's where you can get your perfect 2-piece set, right? For the aiming component and the aiming and amplifier component, because those are going to give you your crit pieces, right? So, and that's going to pretty much give you what you need: speed and crit rate. Speed and crit rate are going to be, honestly, very strong for you. A lot of units need speed and crit rate because that's just going to help you farm better to get more turns and everything like that with whoever you're using. And again, like, doing it this way, I'm doing it with with no Alice, so it's very possible for you. And I'll, again, give a guide over teams and stuff like that, just giving a brief overview, right? So that's pretty much what you want to farm. Let's farm here, and then go all the way to stage 9. This is going to be what you want to do stage 9 on. Now, these 2 bosses, Iron Maiden and Octopus, they are more difficult. But if you've completely farmed out the speed and crit rate, they will be easier for you once you get really good pieces. Because honestly, like, Octopus has the crit damage, lifesteal, action bar boost. This is gear that you do want, but she is a very difficult boss if you were not prepared. And same thing as Iron Maiden. If you were not prepared, very difficult boss for you. So you want to make sure that you have fully invested into these two before you go into them. But that's like where we're starting to move into Endgame, right? We're not even a week into the game. So don't worry. Just keep farming these two. Farm 7, 8, and then 9, and you'll be fine. And if you can do that, then you won't need to worry about anything for a while. Just keep farming this. Like you can literally farm this for the next week or like month, and then once you have those perfect pieces that you want, you got all that gold, then tackle these two. Because like there's no need to rush to in game. Like the only in game content that you have, the only in game content you really have is like Tower, Mutation Waypoint, and Dark Zone right now. So just keep farming. Just get those perfect substats because while you're being patient and getting everything that you need, like yeah, there's other players that are getting the perfect gear and everything like that. That's fine. That's fine. Stay at your own like your own path, your own progression, because when you sitting on that perfect gear, you get everything that you want. Then you'll just be that much ready for the end game when it actually comes. There's no need to rush right now. And I think that's probably the biggest thing I can give you. Just don't rush it. We're 6 days. We're 6 days into the game. There's no need to rush. Especially if you don't have like the resources to just buy it. If you're free to play, you just can't have that much energy to just rush and just stress yourself out. Like just work on, upgrading your units, get them to 5-star, get them to 6-star. Like that's what you need to worry about. And then gear is, it's very important, yes, but you want to make sure that you have the things that you can control upgraded first, right? Having the technology upgraded, having their skills upgraded, having their star maximized, right? So those are the things that you want to focus on first. But anyways, guys, that is my guide over pretty much what you want to do for gear, how you want to farm it, and then we'll go over each individual boss and like pretty much AGs that are going to be used, right? And especially ones that you can use without Alice, because not having Alice, like I could see how it's a little difficult, but I'm still gonna get through this game, right? I'll just have every other character but Alice, I guess. This is how my luck is. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button, comment down below what you guys think, and please subscribe to the channel. You can also catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LuckyLuxGaming. We have a lot of fun there. We have a lot of people, so join in if you want to get some questions answered, because I'm literally sitting there just answering all your questions. Anyways, you lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.